Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on this video that I just did because I wanted to do a video where I was pretty much saying the same thing that I was saying for the One Take Commentary channel. For those that don't know of that channel, that is my commentary based channel, where if there's a topic that pretty much like I want it to like reach a worldwide audience, then yeah, I'm like, okay, let me talk about it on a separate channel, separate from, so it could just kind of like, grow organically. Like I don't know, but overall though, yeah, I wanted to talk about it a couple of times, and so that's why I was like, I know I want to also have it where it's on my featured on my main channel. But yeah, if you guys, there are going to be things that I just specifically talk about on that channel that I won't talk about on this channel. But yeah, overall, it's one of those channels where I'm like, yeah, I created it. It went through some construction changes and stuff, but yeah, overall, I feel comfortable with where it's at now. And yeah, I did this video. I haven't uploaded it yet. Don't know when exactly, so that's why I was like, okay, you know what, let me do a podcast version of that video, so I know that like you'll pretty much know what to expect, because yeah, I'm pretty much talking about the same exact stuff. If anything's, I'll add on to it, or I'll leave out some stuff, I guess, depending on how long this episode is going to be. Most likely I am going to try to cover up or cover as much as I did in that video, and then yeah, post the video when the time is right and stuff. So, but anyways, talking on the video game company 2K, I personally feel like that they're trying to ruin gaming. The reason why I say that is because when you look at the price difference from one of the old NBA 2K games to the NBA 2K games now, like when you sit down and look at what they gave you back then versus now, like back then you can get a special edition of that game and you'll be getting your money's worth. Like you'll be getting like a lot within that product. Nowadays it's like you could get a special edition, but it's only going to be good for like one or the other. So for NBA 2K, it's either going to be good for your my career or your my team, but it ain't gonna have it where it's like, oh, we're gonna give you enough resources to be good at both. And you would think that, okay, we know that we want people to play our game. We know we want people to buy the most expensive edition. So wouldn't it make sense if you had it where even if it was like the next edition to the standard edition, so let's just say it's the deluxe, like, so yeah, let's say they got deluxe, ultimate, and then some like legend basketball player, like there's like, oh, the Larry Bird edition or the Shaq edition or the Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, whatever, but have it where it's like, okay, if they're gonna buy that one, then it's pretty much they get like the whole deal. Like they get the best my career, they get in the best team, all that stuff. Because that would drive me to buying that mode or buying that edition. But that's the thing though, they're having it where it's like $149, and I'm like, fam, it's only gonna be good for a year. So you guys sit down and think about that. Does that make any sense to charge that much money for a video game, or for some special edition it's only gonna be good for a year? That, and when you sit down and think about it, like, hold on for a second, let me see what the most expensive edition of NBA 2K. So let me go on Steam. And Steam, I think it might be $10 less. You know what? On second thought, no, let's go to Xbox. Let's go to Xbox, see what they got going on. Why they got me signing out? All I just wanted to do is, okay, there we go. I was like, what's going on here? All right, so NBA 2K25. So they currently have it where the game is on sale. But no, let's see, the All-Star Edition. It is $99. Oh, you can save $80 with Ultimate and stuff. So I guess, yeah, they must have it on sale for the Ultimate Game Pass. But after tax, it's like roughly $100 and something. Fam, my thing is this, right? Let's say you're one of those gamers like me. Sit down and think about the amount of money you can save with, like, yeah, let's say you go out and buy yourself a Nintendo Switch. The most expensive membership that you can get for a Nintendo Switch, and they have it where you can play, now I think they just recently added GameCube games, but they have it where you can play GameCube games, the original Game Boy console or handheld console, Game Boy Color, What else? Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, and the original Nintendo console. And it comes with all these classic games that came out throughout like the decades and stuff. They have it where you can spend $60 on that, or no, actually, wait a minute, what's the most, hold on, because I don't even think it's 60. What is the most expensive subscription Nintendo? Search engine. The expansion priced at $49.99, so it's not even 60. Like, yeah, because I was like, I don't remember spending no 60. I remember spending 50. So $50 after tax. And this goes like you can play all these games like all year long. I don't think, because it's Nintendo based games, so it's not going to be like, oh, we're taking away games and all that. Not that I know of. I don't think they're taking away any games from Nintendo, because that just wouldn't make any sense. But anyways, what do you think you're getting, or like, what do you think is a better investment? Buying a Nintendo Switch, having it where you could play all these games, or even if you're going out and getting an Xbox, and then let's say you want to get Game Pass, least how would I put this? I don't know how I would put this. Okay, Xbox Game Pass membership. I misspelled membership. Membership prices. So Xbox is getting, what is the subscription? So Xbox Game Pass Core, and I think that's you still get the like Game Pass where it's like you get to play all that. Or no, wait a minute. See, I wish they just had that stuff listed out, so it's like, or no, are you ready to play? Oh no, so I think Xbox Game Pass Core, so $9.99 a month. Join now. I feel like they're gonna have me sign in and they think I'm gonna be wanting this. Okay, so yeah, let's say you just want to get 6 months of the Game Pass Core. That's $39.99. But yeah, it's like $9.99 to just get 1 month. But it's like, when you sit down and think about that, you're getting your money's worth when you subscribe to Xbox and you get to play all these different games, including NBA 2K, when I guess they do decide to add it on there, because after some time they end up doing that. But anyways, you get to play all these different games. You pretty much get your money's worth. In NBA 2K, they have it where it's like it's $99.99, and then that's where that I feel like they usually charging more than that. Hold on for a second, because I feel like with 2K26, I think they might have upped the price on that. So let's see, pre-order, WNBA, no, standard, leave no doubt. Let's see how much that's gonna be costing. $149.99. $100 more just to play a game that's gonna be good for the year, versus Nintendo, where you're spending $49.99 to play, and then they give you like DLCs for the for some of the like Nintendo games, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think, yeah, they give you like some free DLCs and stuff. Then they also have it where you can upgrade your, if you have a Nintendo Switch too, they have it where you get to upgrade your Legend of Zelda game, so Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, so it looks better pretty much. So they have it where you get to do that. Then there's all these different old games that you can play. I'm pretty sure they're gonna add more games over the year, especially next year, where I feel like next year is going to be a crazy year with gaming, and we're probably gonna see some stuff going down with Nintendo. But there's all these different games. Like, I would say that is the downfall to Nintendo, but I'm like, I would rather invest my money into a Nintendo Switch and playing games on the Nintendo Switch than to spend $149.99 for a video game that's only going to be good for a year, versus I think even the highest membership for both PlayStation and Xbox, hold on for a second, let me see. Xbox, what is the yearly price for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate? 12 months Xbox Game, 1 year. It's currently, it's currently 200. Dang, it's $203. I guess like 20, I guess, yeah, because it's like roughly $20 a month. I feel like that you still get your money's worth yearly. Is there still so yeah, there's like $239.99 yearly. I know people, so yeah, it's like $19.99 a month. So it's like after tax, it's like a little over $20. Still, you get your money's worth playing that. At least because my thing is this: they don't have it where like okay, so imagine you buy a year's worth of Xbox Game Pass, and then they decide to take away Forza Horizon 5 or Gears of War or Halo. How would that make you feel? You're gonna feel a certain way about that. So my question is how does 2K get away with that? Xbox wouldn't be able to get away with that. PlayStation, they are getting away with that. They don't even add like a 2-hour demo, and I'm like, fam, that's why I'm like with PlayStation, I'm skeptical of their subscription service. But with Xbox and Nintendo, yeah, I would say that in my opinion they got the better subscription service. PlayStation is all right. I just wish that they had more of their games on their PlayStation Plus service. But even then, I would still rather go out and play the games that they do have on PlayStation Plus than to spend $149.99 for a video game where it's only going to be good for a year. Please, somebody explain that to me. Explain how does 2K get away with some stuff like that? Because that confuses the life out of me. But that's not the crazy thing that the reason why 2K is trending lately. So no, yesterday they came out with this update for WWE 2K25 where, so if you guys, so I guess like for those that don't really play WWE 2K games, they have this feature on there where you get to create your own wrestler. Of course, you know, it would make sense in a game like that. I mean, if you have it where you could create a basketball player in 2K or NBA 2K, you should be able to create a wrestler in WWE 2K. Well, see, that's the thing that people have been doing that NBA 2K doesn't do, and you would think that they would do some stuff like that. It seemed like that more people would buy the game if they were to do some stuff like that. But anyways, they have this option where you can create a like any wrestler of your liking. So I didn't see where people they create it and they more so do it like as like for art reasons. So they'll create like an outfit that Jeff Hardy wore like in 2009 or one of Seth Rollins his outfits. Or they'll create 2005 Batista, or I'm trying to think like a outfit that Undertaker wore back like in the early 2000s or something. Like you'll have it where people are showing their creativeness, you know, within that feature and stuff. 2K came out with an update where it pretty much wiped all of the characters that those people created. So like if you had like these like a whole like arsenal, like let's say you're this big wrestling fan and you got like wrestlers A through Z with all these different outfits that you've created for them, all that stuff gone. From what I've heard, I don't know, that's just the whispers and the rumors that I've been hearing. But my thing is this: why would that even be a thing? What reason did you guys have to come out? Now, forget the bugs, forget the problems within the game. You guys decided to come out with an update that pretty much wiped out all these people's work for what? What reason? Oh, because you guys aren't making enough money. So you're like, oh well, we'll just have it where we put out these guys. Because the funny thing is, you see where people will they'll do that. Like they'll 2K will announce that, oh, we're coming out with this pack where it's featuring all these wrestlers that should just been in the game in the first place. But no, but fans of wrestling, and it's a UC where they put in more work than 2K. 2K. So like, let's say for an example, I was a professional wrestler, but I had a distinctive outfit. 2K will pretty much like, yeah, let's say I would always wear like this nice leather looking hoodie, had me some like wrestling tights, pants and stuff, some nice Jordan sneakers and things. 2K will pretty much have like some like famous footwear, Payless type shoes that'll be on me, and then just wearing an all black outfit. And then if I was wearing a mask like that, the mask will probably would look somewhat resemble the mask that I would wear. And of course, I would look like myself in the game. But other than that, it's like it's not what I would wear versus what a fan of wrestling. And that's the thing. You could tell that 2K, they're not a fan of basketball. They're not a fan of wrestling. They're just only in it for the money because they know that they're getting fat checks from both WWE and from the NBA sitting down creating these quote unquote video games. But it's like, what are you guys, what productive things that you're doing with these games? What are you changing? Because that was the recent thing that they added with WWE was this island mode where it's pretty much the city in NBA 2K. So it's just an area where you get to walk around and talk with like some other wrestlers and do these challenges and stuff. But other than that, it's not like, oh man, this is like some revolutionary game, and like this is the greatest stuff of all time. Like, oh man, I like this is better than SmackDown versus Raw and all the old wrestling games. Fam, I would rather play the wrestling game my sister had gave me when I had like the Game Boy. I think, yeah, it was like the Advance SP or something like that. At least I had fun with that game. Yeah, it might have been like a 90s wrestling game, but that's the type of stuff that I live for. Those are the type of games where I'm like, I'm having fun with that. And you would think that it's like, okay, what stuff that they did back then could we do now, but without scamming the fans? Because that's the thing. You'll see where 2K will come out with this mediocre game, charge $149.99 for it, but let it be some developer that like, but they have like this strong love for basketball, right? Come out with the greatest basketball game of all time. And that, honestly, that's what I would have to say to video game developers. If you are a fan of basketball, please work on a basketball game. Please show NBA, or please show 2K how it's done. Because to me, it just doesn't make any sense how they can go all this time creating a basketball game after a basketball game after a basketball game, and they still can't get their act right. I honestly, it confuses the life out of me how stuff like that is allowed, but I guarantee and I promise you, if it comes down between NBA facing backlash for allowing 2K to continuously release these games, or NBA firing 2K, we would see NBA fire 2K. And then shortly afterwards, WWE would fire 2K, and 2K would shut down as a company. If it came down to WWE, and I think honestly that's what what needs to happen. I think what the NBA and WWE needs to see is the amount of money that they're losing out on. Because if you see, like, I guess like how much people love playing these video games and how much they're waiting, because I feel like that 2K, they're just telling these guys lies. They're all like, oh yeah, we sold all these units and stuff. Oh yeah, it's like we're sold out in this store, we're sold out in that store. NBA and WWE is like, oh, okay, cool. So people are liking the game. All right, cool, got it. But these guys aren't watching us play the game. Like, yeah, it might be those content creators that has like some sort of contract with 2K where they got to talk good about their game. But I guarantee and promise you, you'll never see me talk good about 2K. After playing NBA 2K25, I have made it up in my head. 2K, they can pay me millions of dollars to say good things about their game. If I gotta throw in Easter eggs, if I gotta, like, you know, do, what was that one girl that was like some years back where people were commenting, blink if you're in danger. If I'm telling you, I will let, it's either going to be right then and there at that spot. I would let 2K know it might not be right then and there in that video, but at some point in time, I'm going to criticize you guys, and you're most likely not going to like what I have to say, and then you're going to take the money back, and you're going to be like, hey, we are never going to work with you again. But it's like, fam, you have to understand, I am a fan of video games, all right? I'm not a fan of being buddy-buddy with 2K, and I don't think it will ever get to that point, because you guys, when I sit down and think about the amount of money that I've dumped into that company and the amount of product that I've gotten in return, I have a right to be upset. I have a right to feel a certain way. I have a right to criticize you guys. Because to me, it doesn't make any sense. I didn't invested my hard-earned money into your guys' video game, and that's money that I'm never going to get back. I would love to be able to get all the money back that I spent on 2K, or yeah, on 2K games, but I can't. Because I'm stuck with these games. I've went beyond the 2-hour mark. I've went beyond the 2-week mark. So therefore, NBA 2K25, WWE 2K25, and every other WWE and NBA game that done came out that I've purchased, those games are mine. Yes, I should have learned my lesson. Yes, I shouldn't have bought those games. I know now that I won't buy no more. My thing is this: if I do, it'll be a physical copy. So at least then it's like, okay, I'm not stuck with this game. I might not be able to get all of my money back, but I'll be able to get some of my money back. So that's how I look at it, where it's like, well, we got to start doing. But no, that's what people honestly have to start doing. Because here's the thing, though. People still play, because hold on for a second. NBA 2K25 Steam player count. Because people still play the game on a regular basis. And that's the thing where I'm like, people, you guys got to stop playing these games, because that's what fuels 2K to continue going. Yeah, there's 34,000 people in the game right now. And then there's there's 1,000 people in WWE 2K20. It might have like more people playing on console, and it's probably the same with NBA 2K25. But it's like, you see all these different people playing the game. Stop playing the game. to me, I'm like, look, I had no problems uninstalling NBA 2K25. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to take the L. I spent, yeah, it was because it was on sale. I spent $20 on that game. There was no way possible I was gonna spend $100 of my money on that game. I'm like, look, 2K, if you guys still need money after all these years, that's saying something right there, you know. So when you look at how established all these other companies are, where it's like, you know, I honestly can't wait to see what Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna be like. But look at all the other Rockstar games that they came out with throughout the years. Yeah, that remaster of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, that might have not been all that good, but it got better over the years. They did updates on it. They were like, oh no, let's just release another video game and just forget that this game exists. And then after a couple of years, we're gonna shut down the game and have it where people can't play it no more, and they're forced to buy another product of ours. Does that make any sense? Like, to somebody that doesn't play video games, would that be something that you would want to invest into? So that's what I'm saying, man. You know, at the end of the day, it's like, nah, 2K, they're trying to ruin gaming. They're trying to have their own narrative on gaming, and it's like they're not trying to have it where the fans have a say-so. That's not fair to a fan. That's not fair to that fan where it's like they've been playing your guys' game. Like somebody like Cash Nasty, for an example. Somebody that's been playing. He's the reason why I pay attention to the NBA 2K scene. Like, so no, back in 2012 or 2013? It was between one of those. I think it might have been 2012. But anyways, I remember I had went and got that. It was that Jay-Z NBA 2K game that he was, that Jay-Z was behind. And I remember it was like, you know what? Let me watch some content creators that play this game. Maybe I can learn something, because I was like, the last time I sat down and played a basketball game was NBA Street Volume 2. And that's a game where I'm like, 2K, if you're thinking like, what could we do to make our game better, make a game like NBA Street Volume 2. But anyways, I remember looking up Cash Nasty, seeing this guy from when he was in his apartment, kicking in doors, you know, going above and beyond, like, you just with Ultimate Team. I think did he play My Career? I think he more so played Ultimate Team. But anyways, seeing this guy go above and beyond in his streams playing NBA 2K, and then seeing him now, you see, I guarantee and I promise you, he does more of other content than he does doing content. Because we knew of him through playing NBA 2K. Now you see where this man is doing videos where he is actually playing basketball, where he's doing reaction videos. Let's just see some of the stuff that Cash Nasty is doing right now. Hold on for a second. I got to look. All right, hold on. Let me Cash Nasty. He just recently did a reaction video where it's Cash Nasty reacts to serial killer realize he's been caught 45 years later. Yeah, he has like a channel where he's doing reaction videos, reacting to I think he's reacting to Flight, or is Giannis try pressing Flight, reacting to Flight, reacting. So he's reacting to Flight, reacting to Giannis and I Show Speed, them hanging out. Then he's reacting. Yeah, he's just mainly doing reaction videos. Oh, he did do a video with Are You Smart? Oh, I'm definitely checking that out. There's like, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And it's him in Flight. I am 100% reacting to that video. But yeah, Cash Nasty, he's one of those guys where it's like he's the reason why 2K is still in business. It's him and alongside with any other NBA 2K creator from back in that time where they were like playing that game on a regular, doing verses and all that stuff. Them guys are the reason why NBA 2K is a game. And you would think that they would have more of a say-so than 2K would, but it just seems like that whoever are the higher ups in 2K, where they have this power where they're like, hey, instead of having it where we're listening to these content creators that's been playing our games for all these years, let's have it where people have to buy a virtual do-rag in the game, and it's going to be more expensive than an actual do-rag. That's an actual real thing. That is a real thing in NBA 2K. That's something where I know that was the case because so many different people were talking about it. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, and it's only good for a year. Like, that's the thing that people, if you do not play NBA 2K, these games are only good for a year. And then after that, they're coming out with the next NBA 2K. And you would think by like people like myself, people like others, where they tell 2K, take a break. Stop releasing a game every year. Just release one game and focus on that. Nope, they don't listen. They're like, hey, what we're going to do is just going to have it. You know what's funny? So they announced NBA 2K26. And they announced where it was this player for OKC. What's that guy's name? Hold on for a second. NBA 2K26 cover athlete. What's his name? Shy Alexander, and then Angel Reese, she's on the like the WNBA version of the game. So but it's the same game, they just having it where it's like different covers and stuff, so they think like, oh okay, like people are gonna go and buy it because Angel Reese is on the cover, or Shy Alexander, or who else did they have on the cover? Or yeah, Carmelo Anthony. Like, oh yeah, people are gonna go out and buy the game because these cover athletes. Fam, the thing is this: you guys can have it if you put that much attention that you guys did on the cover of the game. You made sure. No, the funny thing is, they didn't even make sure of it that the game cover was good, because I guess with hold on for a second, NBA 2K26 cover. I guess, hold on, let me see if that was real. Yeah, they have it where the same basketball player is like, he's standing across from himself. So they're making it seem like that Shy Alexander is going up against all these Boston Celtics players, but they didn't even realize that they put the same player on the cover. So it's the same player. So they're showing one where his face is all blurred out, so you're seeing the front side of him, then you're also seeing the back side of him. So you'll just have to see the cover. But yeah, if you see the two black guys in Boston Celtics jerseys, because there's two, it's probably the same two white guys, and I'm like, because they got like one white guy in the background, then they got another one where it's like you see his arm and his like hip and side and stuff. But I'm like, yeah, they have it where it's the same player guarding himself, and I'm like, fam, you guys ain't even putting that much attention. And then so no, that's what happened. Fans have started coming out with their own version of the of their covers. And I'm like, that's where NBA 2K is at right now, where you guys got your fans doing your job. So if you have it where fans can come out with better covers, imagine what the fans would do if they had the technology to come out with a video game, a basketball video game. I guarantee and I promise you that random man that's in like Sweden or Canada or somewhere across the world where it's like, oh, I have this love for video game development and I love basketball. Like I played it when I was younger. I played it all throughout when I was in school. I've been to all these different games. I've sat down and talked with all these different athletes. They are capturing the arts of basketball, and then that's what will happen. It'll probably be like some game where it's a overseas basketball game, so they have it where it's like, yeah, it's just all the like teams like, you know, yeah, overseas and stuff. And then you'll see where it's like the gameplay is good. You know, players ain't missing some of the most easiest shots, especially when they be like having it where it be players like 7'4", 7'5", missing simple layups and dunks. And I'm like, fam, you can literally just reach up, jump, and just dunk the ball. How do you miss that? You know, having it where your players are getting stuck on other players and stuff. I'm like, fam, if I was coming out with a video game, or if I had to like write out an idea for a video game and 2K contacted me and was like, hey, we would like to, I'm instantly hanging up. Not even gonna give them the chance to even finish out their sentence. I'm like, you guys, the thing is this. For one, I'm not gonna have it where you guys release my video game and then fans are contacting me talking about, why would you do this? Why would you have it where 2K? So, and it's just me. It's like me not even be able to enjoy my video game releasing. You guys can try to give me this sad sob story, talk about, oh, we're getting our act together, we're doing this, we're doing that. I ain't hearing none of that. Because my thing is this. You guys should have had your act together like, what, 10 NBA 2Ks ago. You guys should have had your act together like, what, 5 probably more than 5 WWE 2K games ago. But now all of a sudden I'm coming out with a video game, and then, oh, now you guys got your act together, and I'm supposed to believe that? No. My thing is this. I would trust a random person that like, the thing is this. They might not know absolutely nothing about, like, I guess, video game development. I would rather trust that person, or a person where it's like they have some games underneath their arsenal, but they want to work on my project. And I'm like, yeah, I would rather trust that individual than to trust 2K. And I know there'll probably be some people where it's like, that's not a smart business move, but I'm like, no, sit down and think about it. That person that cares about video game development, seen my idea, and they have faith in themselves that they can build something around that idea. If not, then yeah, just overall build that idea. 2K, on the other hand, is going to be thinking about how much money could we make. So, like, let's say, for an example, if I wanted to come out with a racing game, do you think I want to come out with a racing game where it's like all the tracks are available day one, all the cars are available day one, we do have DLCs planned and free updates and all this stuff planned, there's going to be Easter eggs, there's going to be all these different things that is going to capture the aesthetic of racing games. Like, you guys are going to fall back in love with, in case if you fell out of love with them, but you are going to fall in love with racing games with my game. So I have this idea, a developer contacts me, they start working on it, but 2K, so what do you think, how do you think 2K would go about that? Having it where it pretty much would be iRacing, but for consoles. They'll have it where you gotta buy every track, you gotta buy every car with all this money that I guess the fan base apparently have and stuff. Having it where it's like we're gonna come out with a special edition where it's a Ford Mustang with your face on it. Do you honestly think, my thing is this, and there's no disrespect to my face, but do you think anybody wants to drive a Ford Mustang with my face on it? Like, honestly, sit down. I wouldn't even drive a Ford Mustang with my face on it. Why would I want a car that looks like that? I'm not saying that I'm an ugly person, but I'm just saying that that's an ego that doesn't exist within me. I'm like, just give me a normal car. That's it. But I'm like, and then you know what they'll do? They'll have it where that Mustang is locked. So there's like, you'll have to buy that special edition. You can remove the face, but you're gonna have to buy the special edition to get this Mustang. But if you want to get the standard edition, you won't be able to do that. Do you honestly think I'm trying to release a video game like that? No, I'm not. So that's why I'm like, hey, you know what, 2K, thank you, but no thank you. So yeah, it's just 2K, they're trying to ruin gaming, and I'm like, I can't have that. I can't have it where it's like I put in all this work in a video game just to have it where it's like, oh, it gets shut down before it even gets to take off and stuff. No, I'm good. It's one of those things where I'm like, hey, you know what? If I have to, you know, fight tooth and nail to make sure of it that my game releases, but you know, and yeah, I would have had a chance with 2K, but now I gotta like do the development. I would rather do the development myself, have them stressful. My thing is this, and I had so many moments in my life where I'm like, I had to just, you know, do things myself. I can't rely on others. I would not mind doing that again. So that's why I'm like, yeah, if it came down between me coming out with a video game versus 2K releasing it, and yeah, 2K is like, we're putting up all the money, we're having it where, you know, you don't have to put up nothing, like, you pretty much just get to do what you've been doing, just sit down and enjoy the show. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a show, but it ain't going to be a show that we're all used to, or no, it's going to be a show that we're used to. It's just that I'm now it's going to be me a part of this show, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to have it where I'm scammed, you know, people are pretty much getting scammed by my video game, and I can't even have a say-so in it and stuff. So, nope, that's a no thank you. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service, and peace.